You need to have a Google account, and if you don't have one, here's a link in that PDF file, or you can put that URL in to get the instructions to get a Google account. You'll need a Bitly account. This is to make the short URL. When you're all done, Google will give you a long URL for your form to share with your friends and peers and subordinates. But it's much more professional if you shorten that long URL up. That's done with Bitly. And then you're going to need some patience to make it through this video and just follow the directions. So the first thing you do is we're going to go and add 2 files to your Google account. So you'll come in here and you'll click on this link, and that will open up your Google a window, and it will make a copy of the leadership assessment form. So click that, and then that copies it automatically onto your hard drive or your Google Drive. Now, when it comes in, it's going to say copy of draft 360. Change the name on this by coming up here and double clicking up in that top left-hand corner. Highlight the copy you don't want that, and then hit the delete key to delete it. So that's what you do for there. Then go back to our form, our instruction sheet. Now that was number 1. We'll go down here to number 2. That was change the name. We did that. Go to number 3. You click this link, and this will now take a copy of the Google Sheet. So it says, do you want the Google Sheet thing? So you say, click to make a copy. That's winding it in here. And then once it's here, we again want to change the name. Click up in that top left-hand corner and get rid of it. Okay. Now, note here at the bottom that it's got form responses and 360 summary report. Summary report is that when it gets all done, it's going to have this piece. So come in here and change your name. Change this piece right here to have your name. So this would be, let's just call this John Doe. So we're John Doe, and we're instructor's name. Let's call him Mike Smith. And then your class name is going to be Survey 101. And then today's date, month, day, year. So month 05. Let's just, I'm making up a date, 10/2023. Okay, so then that date is not linked anywhere. That's just when we make the final report. So then form responses. So now go back to the leadership assessment piece. We now want to connect these 2 together so that when somebody inputs data into this survey, it's going to put the data into this form, into that sheet. So come up here and go to responses. Right here, click responses. You'll have this green cross. Go to the 3 dots to the left of the green cross, and then take and select response destination. So click that. You want it to go to select an existing account and select it. That's going to open up your account, and there's the file that you just put in. So click it. That's the 360 one, 360. And now that linked those 2 together. But what happens in here is it added a new sheet. Form responses 3 showed up. Form responses was there before. Now, this is significant in that all of the calculations within this sheet right now are pulling from the form responses. So we actually want it to pull from form responses 3. So how we just change that is we come up in here and go up here and click data, come down and click named ranges, and we need to change the data in all responses. Notice that it says form responses right there. That is looking to this sheet. We want it to look to this 3 sheet. So come up here, highlight that, go down here to the bottom of that thing, and right after the S, before that little apostrophe, hit a space and a 3. If you have a different number down here or a different name, what you want is that whatever's in that number, that name right there, that sheet, needs to be in that sheet right there. So now it says form responses 3, but make sure that it's a space, a 3, and then that little end quote, and say done. And now come in here. Now that linked, that changed that, says form responses 3. Now we want to get rid of this guy. So come up here and unlink the form, say OK, and then delete it. Come up here and delete it. So now, yep, delete it. So now we have two sheets that are sitting here. These two are connected. So now we need to go get the link. So we come up here and we say clear over in the far right-hand corner over here. Click that thing. And we're going to come up here and say get pre-filled link. Click that. Now what we're doing here is we're creating a link, a URL, that's going to have your name in it. So come up to the right where they would normally put your name. Here, put in your name, John Doe, D-O-E. So I've input my name into this piece, and now go clear to the bottom of that sheet, all the way down. And then it says get the link, and I'll get it. And now it comes up and it says share this link, include it for pre-filled responses. Copy the link. So now I've copied the link to my clipboard. Just so you can see what that looks like, I'm going to open up Notepad. I want to show you what this thing looks like. So we've copied it to our piece. It's giant. I mean, it's a big long URL. Now, what we want to do is we want it to be short. So now go to bit.ly, and we're going to create a bit link. And with that, we're going to make a bit link. I'm going to paste that URL into there, and I'm going to create it. So now it's 360 assessment, and I'm going to customize the bit link back over, and I'm going to say 360 John Doe, D-O-E, and I'm going to say save it. So, oh, somebody else had that. I probably did this before. John Doe, A-S-S-E-S-S-E-N-T. John Doe assessment, save. Okay, so now that has now created a unique URL that says bit.ly 360 John Doe assessment. I hit save, and now I'm going to copy it. Now I'm going to come back here to that piece, and now there's the short URL. That short URL, if I go here and open up a brand new tab and paste it in here and hit go, it shows up and it's automatically loaded up, and my name showed up, and they're ready to go, and they hit next, and off to the races. They can read the instructions, they hit next, and then they can then click the buttons on here all the way through this thing. I'm not obviously saying one thing or another. I'm not paying attention to what I'm checking. I'm just going to watch this thing work. 4s and 2s and 1s. None of these are required. So you, if they look at one and they don't really know the answer, they don't have to fill it out. So I'm going to finish this off, say next, and next, and so this is the survey. I'm at 25th question. I'm at the 30th question. 31 questions. Hit next, and it comes. Oh, nope, more than that. We'll put one there. We'll put one here. 37 questions. Confidence. 43 questions. Submit. Okay, survey's done. It took the survey. So now if I go over here to my sheet, all of those answers just got input into form responses 3. John Doe, my name, and every place that I answered, it goes all the way across. And here I didn't answer. And then summary report automatically totals up the average of each one of those and gives me a score. You can see here, I didn't put anything in confidence when I was filling out the form. It didn't tabulate anything. So there's how this sheet works. And there's that. And now you've got a working piece. Now you can come back and look at it this way. And now I'm back into Google Forms, and it says I've got one response has happened, and you can take a look at the answers for one. You can come down each of these and see how it works, or you can go and see the individual response itself. So then it comes through here. Again, this is an anonymous survey, so you don't know who filled it out, and that's the way that it's supposed to be. Otherwise, it wouldn't be anonymous. And all of these instructions that I walked through in the video are outlined in that document, but the video probably will be easier for some of you to manipulate. I hope that helped.